Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today, July 30th of 2026. And here are the top crypto news stories for today. We will start today's episode with our legislative news, and we're heading to America, where the president has 10 days to decide whether to sign a bill that contains a provision that would ban the Federal Reserve from issuing a CBDC until 2030. And beyond that, we also have something even more significant, and that is the Clarity Act, which the Senate is pushing to pass this July. If they don't manage it, the following month is a recess, and after that come the midterm elections in America, where naturally everyone will focus their attention there, and no one will deal with the Clarity Act. For this reason, Galaxy Digital has reduced the probability of the Clarity Act being signed from 75% to just 50%. Not for next month, but for 2027. Essentially saying that there is a very good chance we won't see this until 2027, if you please. Moving on now to our corporate news, the time has come to see what strategy will ultimately take. And I'll tell you that it will not be buying Bitcoin after all, but instead has established a buyback program worth $1 billion. More specifically, Strategy confirmed that its preferred stock balance amounts to $2.55 billion as of June 28th, up from $1.4 billion on June 21st. The company also announced the creation of a digital preferred securities repurchase program for a total purchase price of up to $1 billion, covering its outstanding digital preferred securities, which are the ones you can see on your screens. It should be noted that STRK is expected to be the initial priority, with repurchases taking place from time to time, as the company states. So, as you've already figured out, when Mr. Saylor posted that image saying he needed more charts, he probably meant that he would gradually start posting diagrams showing when he buys shares in his own company in order to boost them. That's how I'm interpreting it right now. It should also be noted that, as far as the company's share price itself is concerned, it has gained plus 12% on the 24-hour chart after 9 consecutive days of the stock simply falling and falling and falling. And all of this because the market was pleased with the one strategy that Strategy has. On top of all this, there is still a small thorn in the side, and we'll go to this article here where we'll see that the company's board of directors approved a program that allows Strategy to sell up to $1.25 billion in Bitcoin in order to use its cash reserves to make payments on products such as STRC, which carries a very high interest rate, or to repurchase securities, including common shares, when deemed appropriate. So, as you can see, the risk of Strategy selling Bitcoin has not gone away. Continuing now to our other corporate news, we'll move to BitMine, which continues to buy Ethereum, purchasing $43 million worth of Ethereum, while Sharpling Gaming is buying Ethereum for the second consecutive week, purchasing $62.4 million worth. Moving on now to our other corporate stories, we'll go to BlackRock, which wants to deepen its ties with Ethena. More specifically, BlackRock and Ethena Labs announced a deepening of their partnership, which is expected to give institutional investors using Aladdin, yes, Aladdin, greater access to Ethena's products, including improved liquidity for BlackRock's tokenized fund. Aladdin, in very simple terms, is a supercomputer that BlackRock owns, used by very large institutional investors for risk management. And if there is one machine on the planet that can predict where markets are going, it should be noted that BlackRock is aiming to expand its role in tokenization, which is a massive narrative that we will be watching play out over the coming years. As part of the agreement, Ethena will support a liquidity facility of $100 million with Securitize, which manages BlackRock's tokenized fund. So those are the figures we know regarding Ethena. Moving on now to the last news item of the day, we'll go to Mr. CZ, who reveals in an interview why Binance failed to remain in Europe. The founder of Binance stated that the exchange's MiCA license application in Greece case was fully compliant and on the verge of approval before unspecified political forces intervened, a development that led to its rejection last week. As he characteristically said, there were 2 European Union countries that wanted Binance registered, said CZ. Because of this, there was actually a small dispute over it, a bidding war of sorts, but unfortunately there were also other forces that were against Binance. It should be noted that there is speculation that the president of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, played a role in blocking the application. However, this is something that CZ neither confirmed nor directly denied, saying that he has seen such information online but does not have direct documents proving anything of the sort, and that he has not heard of any verifiable document from Binance itself. So those are the most important points, and perhaps Binance ultimately left due to certain political conflicts, rather than because the exchange had any problem of its own. Now we will go to our market with Bitcoin is sitting at between $59,000 and $60,000, and even though the markets have opened, the volatility is so low it still feels like the weekend. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, July 30th of 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.